What's going on, guys? Bank Robber Games here with more ADACA Zone Patrol. And last episode, when we left off, it was another really productive episode where we made our way through several areas of the zone, completing several different quest steps for different characters. So I highly recommend going back and watching last episode if you haven't seen it, just to make sure that you're up to date with everything and can make sense following this guide. But this episode, we're just going to be carrying on where we left off, making our way through this CKT 006 sort of complex. It's a very sort of cool and strange area, this one, but there's a couple of things for us to do here. I do recommend that you have the radiation suit as well, or the hazmat suit, before entering this area, because you will take continuous damage. You see it's getting rid of our shield. We will be safe though, because of our hazmat suit. It's strange artifacts in the middle here, and you'll notice there is actually water above our head. But from the door where we came in, if we head to the opposite side of the room, there is an artifact just on the top of this tower, and there are health stations around the room to top up on health if you haven't got a hazmat suit. So now what we want to do is make note of where these red lights are, then jump up into the water and head towards the red lights. Use the ladder, and as we make our way up into this other half of the room, in the sort of northwestern side of it, on near the central sort of core structure, there is an artifact we can pick up. But as well, there is a drone. So if you remember in the last quest step we did for the book involving the drones, did mention heading to the cistern. So this is where the third and final drone is. And just like before, I'd recommend bringing a relatively powerful weapon, because they are quite dangerous. Come up to this terminal here. There is this artifact. See, it's got a reading of integrity along with this terminal. You can see they've tried to shut this thing down, whatever it is, due to the failure in integrity, but it hasn't worked. But we do have this message here that if we get it down to 0 integrity, then it should shut itself down. So we're going to try and do that. And the only way I've found to do that is if we grab one of these containers and then throw it into the central core. One didn't work there. It is made a bit difficult with the due to the blurry effects. And then if it's worked, obviously you'll hear it explode, and then you'll hear that alarm. And again, you just have to make your way up. And there are some more canisters around, or you can come to this dispenser in the back of the room to get as many as you need. I don't think just throwing them into the middle works. So that is, like I said, the only way I've found to do damage is to throw it into the sort of the fan at the bottom of where this thing is spinning, without obviously swimming into it and getting minced up. think we should only have to throw one more. Integrity's down to 11%. And you can see, thankfully, that anomaly gone. And as far as I'm aware, there isn't anything else we can do in this area. It is very, very cool though. I think as well, when you get rid of the anomaly, it then becomes safe and you don't need the hazmat suit, because our shield is slowly recharging. Yeah, it did take me a while to figure out what to do in this area when I was playing through it by myself. Not quite sure why our companion wasn't able to follow us then. What is the groundwater code? Yeah, very strange. And now we're going to head back to Junction 6. After going up this very long ladder. And the area we're going to, you could have gone to much earlier. But it's about where I discovered to go there when I was playing through Zone Patrol for myself. And I think it makes sense as well with some of the data entries we've heard, or data entries we've seen on computers. So in order to get to Junction 6, we're just going to head back the way we came through the system, and then along the main tunnel into Junction 6, nice and easy. And this is going to be following the trail shown to us by the beeping computers with the Custodian symbol on them. That matches this quest here. And this is actually something that took me ages to find and discover. But over here in this corner, we come over to this shipping container. We can actually interact with it to get access to a very cool facility. And this is going to be a very dangerous area. So we're coming under sort of psychic attack, like we have done in other areas in the zone, along with these sort of calcified enemies. There is an artifact here for us to find, but that's very strange. So we've been extremely lucky, and Kodak has shot the anomaly for us, which has removed it. Because as you can see, when you enter this room, you're constantly bombarded by these sort of phantom enemies, which then get tougher and tougher and start wielding weapons as well. This next section is going to be a lot easier for us, because normally you do have the disorientating sort of red effect. But if we come over to the door here, the other side of the room, you'll notice these numbers painted on the insides of the windows. So we have, because they're painted on the inside of the window, we need to read it right to left rather than left to right. So we have 9795. 795. That will open this door for us. And then we do have the option to purge the tank. And then normally that would destroy the anomaly for us. And that will also stop the sort of phantom enemies from spawning. Get rid of them all. There was one left there though. Like I said, we got quite lucky and Kodak seemed to attack the core, which got rid of the disorientating effect, which made it a lot easier for us. But again, the code is 9795. There is a codex entry here, and that is cog in the water wheel. Again, something that would be useful for us in the future. And you can tell it's important, same as the other ones, because we can't delete them. And there are some Custodian admin codes. Don't think we get any codex entries around that. Then here we can have some more information as to what was going on. Again, more of this Cullen cauterize order. So you can tell things definitely didn't go well with this containment failure and whatever this entity was, or this anomaly was in the middle. I think this is just the same. Yep. But if you look in this room, near where we came in, there are these ladders we can climb. And if you follow them up, there is a nice chamber for us to go in. I'm not sure if you're safe from the phantoms that spawn up here, but there is another artifact, another 2 artifacts, along with a couple of weapon chests, health and shields, and grenades and ammo. So if you are struggling to clear this area out, you might want to come up here and get some resources. And then I did forget about one more artifact hidden just over here. Yeah, very creepy location, this one. And again, it took me quite a while to figure out what to do in here, because I didn't notice the numbers on the inside of the glass for a very long time. Again, we have more of these sort of calcified people here, obviously falling victim to whatever it was in that central chamber. So now we should just be able to make our way back out into Junction 6. But before we do that, I am just going to switch our companion over to Crow, just to show them off, because they are very cool. So here is Crow, and we've been quite lucky when they've spawned with the rocket rifle. Normally they spawn with a tactical assault rifle. So, funny enough, this is actually an event that I haven't had before, where there's a stalker that's breaching a data center. So that's going to be interesting, because I'm not entirely sure where they're going to be. And this is why I've labelled the walkthrough as roughly 100%, just because there's every chance that I have missed some stuff. When we come up here, I did think there was a system computer up here. I am fairly certain there is a system computer in this building. Where we used the radio a long time ago. Looks like I'm mistaken. I do want to show off what should be on these terminals. So it's clear directions as to where we need to go there. Now we've progressed the Custodian quest. I do know there is a system terminal in the beachhead, so I'm going to go there and access that to see where we need to go to complete that random quest that we've just gotten. Looks like it might be a bit more of a random event quest, similar to the assassin droids that could be sent after you, or the drop pods that can come from the sky to get you some artifacts. So I did think it was here anyway, which is handy because that's where we're going as part of the Custodian quest anyway, so we'll make our way over to the dish now. Another entrance to the system. I'm just going to assume that this is where the VACs are sending us and hope for the best. There is someone up there. Don't know if we'll be able to talk to them first. See what they know. Yeah, not sure about that one. I don't think it... I can't see that linking to anything else. I think it is just a random event. But we'll keep our eyes open. But here is where that terminal was sending us. And now we're being shown something else. And you might remember where that computer is showing us to go. Right from the start of this series, basically. It is made a bit easier for the fact that we did just go past it as well. So if we head into the storm drain. Go past the other entrance to the cistern. And look out for that familiar Custodian symbol. You'll notice that this hatch now opens for us. So that has updated our quest log. So very clear directions of where we need to go now. But other than that, there isn't anything for us to do here. But it's a very cool room with some very powerful weapons and plenty of supplies to use them. This is very, very cool. Don't actually think the heavy pistol is available for purchase, so if you really like the heavy pistol, you can find it here. Very cool. So now we're just going to make our way into the haunt. And the easiest way to do that is head to the dish. And then get to it from there. Going completely the wrong way. Should know my way around the zone a little bit better by now. have got another drop pod. So I'm going to go off and do that. The dish seems to be quite a reliable area for them to spawn in. Quite nice as well because there is plenty of power cells for us to use. Again, we've been very lucky. This one and not many enemies have spawned. I spoke way too soon. Yeah, normally this is what happens. A group of enemies will spawn somewhere in the map as soon as you power on the data center or drop pod or whatever you want to call it, and come and take you out. Yeah, there's quite a few guys here. Thankfully with our heavy SMG we did alright, and just like normal that has given us 3 artifacts. But looking at how long this episode has been, I think here's a pretty good place to wrap it up. Obviously didn't count on that drop pod coming in, but I did want to get it done for you guys so I can show off that it is repeatable and that you do get your artifact reward. Again, I'm not sure if that random encounter with the freelancer being given the mission to take him out leads on to anything, because that hasn't actually happened to me before, but let me know down in the comments if you know anything more about that. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode and been enjoying the series so far, as well as been finding it useful as a guide. If you have been enjoying the series and been finding it useful, please make sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know down in the comments below if there's anything that you're struggling with, and I'll do my best to help you down there. But as well, let me know if there's anything you think I've missed, and in that way I can include it as part of this guide. Thanks again for watching. I always appreciate having you guys here, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.